That'll work.
That will work. All right, here we go.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive. DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, a warning about taking melatonin every night. And are you ready for the Enshittification? And a wife asks her husband to find out what smells in her car and how a man got work done on his car and is so confused about how to pay the business. All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. For the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on viral stories and news articles that you might have missed over the last several days, or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming few. Now, we'll get right into breaking news right now. There is a horrible disaster that happened, and Honolulu is not going to be happy because a UPS plane has just crashed in Louisville, Kentucky. And it was all captured on camera. Now, don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can see the full-length podcast over on YouTube. Just search DeaconLive, all one word, and then the word podcast. And you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. And I'm going to, where am I going? Let's look at the crash first to see what happens. Now, this is straight from, I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here. This is from the dash cam of a UPS driver sitting in the lot or whatever, close to the airport. Often in a safe distance and stuff, you can see some 18-wheelers here on the side, some empty trailers sitting there, and he's just waiting for his turn to go. I don't know. He's just kind of hanging out there. And if you watch the top right-hand side of the screen, you can see this plane come into the view here in a ball of flame. So here he goes. He's just sitting there looking out his window, and here it comes. Kaboom! Oh, shit, he says. Oh, my fucking God. Now, I'll rewind it one more time. The plane comes in, looks like it's coming in sideways, and then flips and rolls over. Right in front of the guy's truck. He jumps out of his truck, and he goes running. He's like, hot damn. It's literally hot damn. And here's what another video of... I guess further away as the plane was trying to take off.
You're looking at the stunning new video.
Now, if you're looking at it, it's on the runway, and you know how when you see a plane take off, the nose lifts up for a little bit and then takes off, gets enough lift to get into the air? The left-hand side of the wing is completely on fire as it's trying to lift off.
That's Flight 2976, struggling to get in the air on Tuesday.
And then this is the dash cam.
Into an industrial park at Louisville. What's immediately noticeable, and what investigators will focus on, are the flames coming from the left engine of this MD-11F.
And it's not just flames. It is on fire. It is completely engulfed in flames. The whole left-hand side of the wing there. Whoops, I'm on the wrong screen. Get back to the right screen there, dummy. So let's continue the video.
Engines, one under each wing and one in the tail. Investigators will likely go frame by frame through this video. They'll also examine the forensic evidence on the ground at Louisville Muhammad Ali.
What a mess.
Airport. Aerial video shows what appears to be pieces of the engine cowling. That's the engine's outer covering scattered along the runway that was used for...
It's a helicopter noise there, I guess. All right, so a little bit more on this. Let's find out a little bit more details. Breaking news right now. And this is the first time for me. If you're watching this here on the YouTube channel, TikTok is normally straight up and down. What do they call that? Vertical? For whatever reason, ABC 7 is left to right. It's panoramic or landscape, I guess you would call it. So I don't know how they did it, but they managed to do it on this article here. So let's find out what happened from ABC 7 in LA. So here we go.
We have just learned that 3 people are dead, 11 others are injured after a UPS plane crash leads to a massive fire there. You see it here in this.
Jesus. Oh, it's got to catch up there. Hold on. Sorry. Everyone must be watching this video. So let's rewind a little bit and see what happens. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh it. See what happens. This is live. Here we go.
Out of Kentucky, we have just learned that 3 people are dead, 11 others are injured after a UPS plane crash leads to a massive fire there. You see it here in this video. Investigators say that number is preliminary and may go up. The plane took off from the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. The FAA says that airport will be closed until at least tomorrow morning. Sources tell ABC.
You know what it looks like? Hey, you ever seen what's the thing from Die Hard, not to make light of this situation, where he lights the fuel from the plane and the plane takes off and leaves this, trail of fire, and then they're like, all right, planes, you can come land. What was that, Die Hard 2? That's what it looks like from the air. It's this long line of flames on the runway and then past the runway where the plane set down, I guess.
An engine issue during takeoff. The plane was headed to Honolulu. There's a massive response with firefighters on the ground there. 2 businesses were impacted by the crash. The FAA and NTSB say they'll investigate the crash.
Well, wouldn't it be 3 businesses? I mean, not to split hairs or anything, but wouldn't it be 3 businesses, UPS being one of them? Because that plane, it was loaded up and with, a full tank of gas heading all the way to Honolulu from Kentucky. Now, that's a long flight. Now, this guy right here, he's a captain, used to be an airline captain, and he's going to give the ins and outs of what might have happened during this plane takeoff to give us a little bit insight look at the critical damage that happened here. So here we go.
To the hospital. Those are the preliminary reports after the tragic crash of UPS 2976 today, shortly after takeoff. And I mean, barely after takeoff from Muhammad Ali Airport in Louisville, Kentucky. What are the details that we know so far? Well, we don't know a whole lot. We have 4 videos I want to show you so far, showing you various aspects of what took place. But UPS, who operates, their main hub is Louisville, Kentucky, was operating flight 2976 from Louisville to Honolulu, Hawaii. That flight's a little over 8 hours long, about 8 hours and 20 minutes altogether. It's taking, I think, 220,000 pounds of gas, and that's going to be...
I think this guy's actually doing this in an airport, so you'll hear messages in the background. So here we go.
Somewhere around 34,000 gallons of gas.
Jesus.
And when you look at the video and see the fireball, you can see...
I didn't see it bend any steel, though. Oh, sorry.
Why that was just such a tragic thing that happened, and so much explosion, so much. The fireball was just absolutely huge. And we'll talk about things that complicated that as well.
All right.
So what I want to do is kind of take you through the early stages of the flight. The airplane taxis out. They're fully loaded up. They're about at max gross weight as they taxi out. They taxi onto runway 17. They're cleared for takeoff. The airplane then begins its long takeoff roll. And there's a phase in that takeoff roll that is in between what's called V1 and rotate. And that V1 speed is the decision speed. It's the go, no-go speed. In other words, if you lose an engine, you have a massive failure after V1. You can't stop that airplane in the remaining runway that you have. You must go airborne at that point. So I believe that the pilots were past V1, and I know that because the Flight Radar 24 information tells us that they went off the end of the runway at 184 knots. That's well above any rotate speed for an MD-11. Now, this particular MD-11, 3 engines on the MD-11. It was manufactured in 1991. There's been a number of issues with the MD-11 over the years. When I first got hired at my airline in 1991, the MD-11 was the brand new shiny object on the planet. And so we only had them for a few years, and then we got rid of them because they were just maintenance headaches. They went to many of the cargo haulers like FedEx and UPS.
Well, there you go. So back to me now. So what he's saying is there's a do or die type window, but you would think that plane was on the runway, and the way that flame, that fire was burning on the engine, you would have seen that before you even got up to speed after a certain point. And then what it looked like is that the flame was so hot and it's so massive that the plane lost that wing, and as it tried to lift, past that V1 do or die type thing, the plane tried to take off. And if you watch the dash cam video, it kind of lists to the left-hand side where that engine was burning, and because it didn't have a wing there to support it, and basically just listed over and just completely shredded and exploded, and all their little Funko Pop dolls that are going over to Honolulu, or anything that they've ordered on UPS that's being shipped over there to Honolulu, is not going to make it now. So I hate to be on the other end of that, and you get a message going, what? It's not coming. Why? Oh, okay. Oh, damn it. Can I get a refund? Go to Amazon and no package, no label type deal. All right, when we come back, we got a lot to get into. Big show, lots to talk about. So stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love for you to be part of the show. You can be podcast famous. The way you do that is you can be heard. Go over to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio.com. At the very top of the page says be heard. You can leave a voice message, and it comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. We broadcast every Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a little town we like to call Marshville. Get your voice in, and we want to hear your opinions. You can ask us anything about the last 11, 12 years of shows that we've been doing here. Go back and listen to them if you want. They're all cool. They're cool because I said so, right? But no, I mean, there's many different shows back there. You can also hear a bunch of different guests that we've had here on the show. You can go back and listen to them, or you can just ask me anything you want. I know you guys that are on our TikTok page and our Facebook page, you guys comment on the videos all the time, and I respond. I respond to every single one of them, so you can do that as well. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on TikTok at Be Podcast Famous. Now, this guy right here walked into a... No, let's do it this way. So this guy right here, actually, this guy wrote an article in Reddit. If you don't know what Reddit is, it's like a big old, like a blog or something like that where everyone can, there's all these subheadings and things like that. And one Reddit user asked everyone to, what did he ask? To share their most blatant cases of the word or the term enshittification. So a lot of people have never seen that word before. So commenters mentioned shrinkflation, or paying for some goods like chocolate despite getting less food, alongside the quality of men's boxers, and introductions of ads into movie streams on your service that you've already paid for. That's shrinkification. So what it actually means, enshittification means, the term was invented by writer Cory Doctorow in November of 2022. You know what? I probably said this drunk one night. He didn't invent it. I was drunk probably in 1993, and I said, what do you mean? You fuck you and you fucking enshittification fucker. So who's to say? This guy actually has a book that's entitled Enshittification, Why Everything Suddenly Got Worse and What to Do About It. Though it would easily be assumed that the word simply means worsening, the author, who originally used the word referring to the deterioration of online platforms, described it as quite a specific pattern. First, he argues the platform or product or service shows up in all its helpfulness, excited and glorious. Maybe you can find unusual cheap car rides, or reconnect with friends you haven't spoken to in years, for instance. Then, the New York Times explains, when enough people have joined the platform and there aren't any alternatives, the platform starts to exploit their own users to entice the business. Perhaps you'll see more ads and less content after you sign up. But Dr. Rowe, his name is Dr. Rowe, Doctorow. Dr. Rowe? Am I saying that right? Anyways, suggests that enshittification, that's E-N, shittification, E-N, becomes so bad that not even advertisers or business partners are getting the best deal. The cost of advertising may skyrocket. Your products could get buried out of sight unless you pay the extra for a better procedure. Worse, in his books, the author suggested that it does not mean that customers simply reach this screw this meridian and feel able to jump ship. All of our tech businesses are turning awful, he wrote. They're not dying. We just remain trapped because of their carcass and unable to escape it. Here's a prime example. I'm just throwing this out here. Alexa. I know everyone's Alexa's going off now. Alexa has become fucking stupid. She's getting worse and worse. The other day I asked she gets mad at me because I cuss at Alexa. I go, Alexa, what's the weather outside? Today is a high of 74 with a low of 52. Great. That's all I want. Then it goes, would you like me to tell you more about the weather, and sign up for this? No, fuck you. Don't give me an ancient. And my wife goes, Jesus, babe. And I'm going, what? It's a fucking machine. I can yell at it all I want. Or, you say, hey, Alexa, who was the first president after the second president of the Third Reich regime or whatever, or something like that? And it goes, I don't know that one. Alexa, what color is an elephant? I don't know that one. Would you like to sign up for the... No, I would not want to sign up for it. So originally it was meant to describe tech and online issues, but the meaning is spread like manure. For instance, they reported about the enshittification of general practices, which highlights the erosion of public services following the audacity of, getting all this other stuff done. So there you go. Enshittification. Add that to your Funk and Wagnalls dictionary words that you use. Now, this guy right here basically said this is bullshit enshittification. He says, I didn't buy anything. And then all of a sudden I got emails from a place that I walked into without even purchasing anything. So a lawyer went on a routine trip to Walmart, turned into the privacy wake-up call when he received unexpected emails from the retail giant. The message asking him about his store visit raised questions about how the companies track customers' movements even when no purchases were made. Is Walmart being accused of being creepy? I love Walmart, by the way. In a viral video with 1.1 million views, lawyer John Graham, am I still on the right screen here? Yeah. Sometimes I have to check myself before I wreck myself. I know. I had to finish someone's sentence out there. The message about receiving his store visit raised questions about how the company tracks customers' movements, even when no purchases were being made. So in the video, lawyer John Graham at attorney... you got to get my TikTok better names if I'm going to tell them. How does Walmart know where I was 2 days ago? Graham says in his TikTok video, I got an email from Walmart and I was like, hey, were you at this location 2 days ago? The most puzzling part for Graham is that he didn't make any transactions that would explain how Walmart knew his whereabouts. I can tell you right now, it's geofencing. It's somewhere in that nature. So here we go. Where's his video? Please tell me we have a video. Here's his video. All right, I'll get to you. Don't worry. Don't worry, child. This is Addy Judge Graham. I don't know what his fucking name is. He's got letters all over the place. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here. You can see this too and follow him if you want. So here he goes. 1.3 million views as of this video right now. So here we go. Shoot. Now's your chance.
How does Walmart know where I was 2 days ago? I got an email from Walmart that was like, hey, were you at this location 2 days, like this Walmart 2 days ago? And I may have been. I'm not going to say whether I was or not, because apparently they're watching my every move. But I didn't make any purchases at that Walmart on that date. Mm-hmm. I made no Walmart purchases at all at any Walmart on that date. I may have been in a Walmart location. I may have been in a Walmart store.
Your Honor. I mean, he's literally talking like a judge. I might have been in behind the wheel of that car when I got drunk and ran into the side of the wall. I could have been. I don't know.
Or I may have gone looking for apple cider because my whole family is sick and we wanted a little warm apple cider because that's a nice little treat when you're sick, because you can't do hot cocoa because it messes with the sinuses and
yep.
The milk makes everything worse, right?
Thanks for the lesson.
I may have gone looking for apple cider only to find that they were fresh out of apple cider at a particular Walmart location, but I didn't buy anything.
Okay.
I didn't sign in anywhere.
Okay.
So how the hell does Walmart know where I was?
So, what's the one, Too Long to Read or something like that? And the guy spoils the end of the TikTok videos because it goes on. Stay tuned for part 4. What happened was he probably had his Wi-Fi on. And whether you sign up for or sign on to their Wi-Fi, as soon as you walk in that store, like I said, it's geofencing. As soon as you walk in that store, they know exactly where you are. Here's a prime example. Look in your, and my wife freaked out about this one. Look in your Google Maps. Go to Google if you've got an Android or whatever, if you're cool. Not like those Apple people. Apple people. Look in your phone. Look at Google Maps. Look at I forget, it's in your settings, and it says something about where you've been. Google Maps tracks where you are. Your daily report or something like that, where you've been. Because I had to go back through. I was like I went to this store and I forget where it was. And my wife's like going, well, how are you going to remember? I said, I'll go to my Google Maps. And I'm going back through and I'm like going, yep, I went there. Here it is. This is the store I went to. I forgot the name of it and it popped up on my thing. And it'll show stretches if you've gotten in your car and you drove, 20 minutes to somewhere, that 20-minute drive will be in your Google Maps. So don't say that, oh my God, Walmart's, watching us. The big Google guy's watching us too. So there you go. Problem solved. Change your password or something like that. I don't know. You can't get around it. You can't get away from it. It's basically the enshittification of them tracking you. All right, when we come back, this gentleman here went and got some work done on his car, and the guy goes, okay, it's going to be, $1,200. How you want to pay for it? And the guy was completely flabbergasted that he didn't have any way to pay for it. And we'll dive into what happened in his story when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook, like I was talking before. And the reason why you're going to follow us over on Facebook is because if you're not watching us over on the YouTube channel and you're, you don't have the time to sit there and watch a whole show, I understand. But some of the articles that we have, I will post up on our Facebook page so you can be ahead of the game and you can see the actual stories that we talk about here on the air, and you can read them for yourself. You can share them with your friends and say, no, look here, this is what happened. This is what the deacon was talking about. He can join that whole family over there as well. You can see the numbers are kind of low because we got banned for a while, and I had over like 10,000 people, and for whatever reason, we had to, well, I know how we had to start over. That's the reason. So we're slowly climbing back up there so you can be part of the Facebook page, which, for the most part, I think TikTok's taken over that platform itself. But if you want to see these articles in real time, as we're talking about here every week, you'll get updated over on Facebook. It's kind of fun to have and be over there as well. And you can see the videos and stuff that happens. Just join us on Facebook. That's Deacon Live, all one word, and then podcast. So do that for me. We'd appreciate it as well. Now, this one right here. Now, we do have an audience, a younger audience that listens to us as well. When I say younger audience, under the age of 30, there's a lot of you out there. I can see the numbers because all the different platforms that we're on iHeart, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, Amazon, all that stuff. Tracks, believe it or not, tracks who's listening and what's listening. You're like, well, I didn't tell them to track you. No. When you sign up for the program, when you put a date of birth in there, boom, you're already set. It doesn't matter what happens. So we get that information here. So thank you very much for that as well. So I can see the numbers of the age groups and who you are and where you're at. So if you want to tell me about it, you can be anonymous. Go over to prophetradio.com and be heard and bitch about it all you want. And your voice will be heard on the air. Now, this woman right here, speaking of being a younger generation, I knew this since I was a child, since I was able to drive, I guess you would say. And this woman right here is just finding out. She says, am I the only one who didn't know this? A Florida woman gets gas and then reads the fine print on the pump. A woman was stunned when the warning label regarded static electricity while fueling up at a gas station. And the TikTok creator Valerie at #_LifeOfVal, see, that's how you do it. That's how you be podcast famous. Recorded herself reading the cautionary measure plastered on the pump she was filling up at. The warning highlights a list of measures folks should take to ensure they aren't transmitting static electricity charge to the gas that they're purchasing, potentially saving themselves from a grisly injury of death. All right, whoever wrote this article, trying to fill your quote on words. Give me a break. So she says, I just came up to the gas pump. Did anyone notice this about pumping? It explains how it could happen if you don't keep the container next to the nozzle next to the container and so on and so forth. So I'm going to let her tell her story as far as what she found out and how she's deciphering it. So don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video, the whole entire video over on YouTube, or the whole entire podcast over there. So here we go. Camera 4, and let's see what Life of Val has to say.
Pump gas. And did anybody know this about pumping? It gives you a warning here, and it says, discharge your static electricity before fueling. Before using the pump, touch any metal on the car away from your vehicle's fuel filler with your bare hand. This will discharge any electricity from your body. Failure to discharge may ignite gasoline vapors. And then it says you can't go back into your car because you'll recharge your static electricity. And if you touch the nozzle, then it can spark.
She's freaking out.
It says back away immediately and tell an attendant.
Uh-oh.
Use the emergency shut-off button to stop the pump.
Her world is blown right now.
Is that crazy?
No, it's not.
I always sit back in my car. I'm gonna read all of these. Read them.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Val. So yeah, welcome to this world, right? First day on the planet. You know, maybe she didn't have a father or someone, any kind of adult figure to teach her. It doesn't have to be a father, just anyone in general. So through her clip, Valerie records a surprise action after reading some of the important information presented on the pump. Use the emergency shutoff at the pump to stop the pump. She reads she has a grimace look at the camera. Is that crazy? She says. The Selena Journal says that folks carrying a gallon of gasoline exposes them to explosive power of equal to 20 sticks of dynamite. Jesus Christ, yeah, we saw that plane just explode, the UPS plane explode in a hail of fire. Like the warning label Valerie read in her TikTok video, the culprit is static electricity, specifically cold, dry conditions that can create a spark when the drivers touch the fuel and nozzles, the writer writes. So here's the thing. I'm going to say I know exactly what she's talking about. Well, we all should. Now, here in North Carolina, think about it. Your car tires are running on the road. And then when you have that dry condition, you're stripping electrons. Your vehicle itself becomes static electrically charged. Now, I've gotten out of my vehicle, out of my truck, my Chevy Silverado 2500 series. Thank you very much. High country. When I get out and I go to shut the door, it pops me. It pops me every time. I'm like, God damn it. And that's the worst thing because you know what's going to happen. So what I do is I shut the door with my elbow so it only pops my elbow a little bit. But yeah, there's a static charge when you get in and out of that vehicle. It'll pop you. So if you're pumping gas, guess what? You don't want to explode or die or anything like that, I guess. Now, this guy right here is dying because he thought he had the money to pay for this job, and the attendant, the guy owning the business, says, no, you do not. A tire shop finishes a $1,200 job and asks the customer for payment. His response about financing makes the worker want to slap him. The tire shop worker in Mississippi recently dealt with a customer situation that left him completely frustrated. The problem started when the customer got his tires installed and had no way to actually pay for them. Collins works at the Tire City in Batesville, Mississippi. He made a TikTok video where he acted out both parts of what actually happened with this customer. In the video, he plays both himself and the customer to show people how the whole thing went down. After his team finished putting on 4 new tires and doing a front-end alignment, Collins told the customer he owed $1,282.85 to be specific. That was when things got awkward. The customer asked, come on, screen. Sometimes it does that for me. The customer asked if the shop had financing available, and Collins said yes, they do offer financing options. But then he asked the customer if he had already gotten approved. This is where it gets a little stupid. The customer says that he thought his wife took care of it. Oh, man, I thought my wife took care of it. I don't know why he sounds like that. I just figured that's the attitude of a guy who does that. Oh, man, I thought my wife took care of it. Collins then checked the computer and found out the application got denied. But when he told the customer the bad news, the guy admitted that he had no other way to pay. Excuse me. He just figured out he would automatically get approved with a payment for a payment plan. This answer is what makes the worker want to slap him in the video before he asks the customer can actually get the money somehow. All right, so go get the money there, bud. A lot of tire shops around the country let customers pay over time instead of all at once. This helps people who need tires but don't have them over $1,000 sitting in the bank to pay for them. Different companies like Affirm, Catapult, and Snap Finance work with tire shops to offer these plans. Some plans work better for people with good credit. Others who are designed for people with bad credit or no credit history at all. So let's see his video. So here we go. I'm going to switch over to, hold on, I'll get to you. Stop. And let's see. He's going to give his little show here as far as what's happening. I'm going to switch over to camera 4. You know what happens when we go to camera 4? You can see this in real time over on YouTube. So here we go.
Tires put on in your front end alignment. It'll be $1282.85.
Thank you, Colin.
Good deal. Don't y'all have some kind of financing? Yes, sir. We have financing. Is that what you're wanting to do? Yeah. I want to use the financing. All right. Well, have you been approved already? Yeah, my wife did it. I think so. I just looked and it said you were denied. Do you have any other way to pay for this? No, I thought I could just use the financing. I mean, you can use the financing for tires if you're approved, but you weren't approved. So I don't know what else to tell you. Hell, I just assumed that I'd be approved for the financing.
Oh,
you gonna come up with the money? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be back with the money shortly. Yeah, I got you.
He slapped his own self in a video.
Your money. I'm gonna leave it right here for you. I appreciate it. Sorry for your troubles. Now, I didn't slap him, but I wanted to. But that really happened the other day. Coming here and we put 4 tires on, and he had no way of paying for it. He ended up going and scrounging up the money somewhere. Now, y'all don't forget to like and follow for more Shitty Tire videos.
All right, I will. Shitty Tire videos. There you go. That's the name of the episode. So who's at fault there? There's a couple you can say, can we get your card on file? I don't know what kind of tire place this is. It's not a national chain like Big Ten Tires or what other tire chains are there. Most of them are like mom and pop places that have, gotten out and they're, I don't know of any like franchise. Is Tire Kingdom still a thing? Is there Pep Boys? Do they still do that? I know Walmart does that, does tires and stuff. Some Walmarts do. But if you've got a mom and pop shop and you're trying to make ends meet and you've done $1,200 worth of work, you would think that, hey, you ever been here before? That'd be the first thing. You ever been here before? No, I haven't. All right, let me get your name, your number, and let's put a card. You got a card we can put on file? Yeah, no problem. And then when you come back, we can work out how to pay for it after that. You can pay cash later on, but we want to get your card on file, which would make sense to me. Tire companies and auto body companies, they're either really, really nice to you or they're really, really fucking dog dicking you down as far as, like, I'm hitting the camera here, dog dicking you down as far as prices and stuff. The one that I go to up the road here, great guy, got many tires from him. We got used vehicles here on the farm and stuff, and trailer tires and all that stuff. So he's really, really good. Treats me real, real nice, gets me a real good price on it. And you can appreciate that. You don't mind saying, I'll pay you. like you got a choice. The guy did the work. You got to pay him. But, he'll work with you. He's that type person. All right, when we come back, do you take melatonin every night when you go to bed? I do. Sometimes I take 2. I take 2 of the 10 milligrams. And, man, I sleep like a baby for 4 hours only. And then for whatever reason, like clockwork, boom, I'm wide awake. But they're warning you right now, people who take it every night, you might have some damage being done to you. We'll find out what that is and can we recover. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks are all independent artists. There are unsigned artists. We give them a platform to share their music, to share their talent, to share their love of music. And I hope that you guys enjoy them as well. And if you want to hear all the songs that we've had since 2025 here on Deacon Live, go over to Spotify if you got Spotify. We have a playlist over there. It's called Music Heard on Deacon Live. You can hear all the songs that we've played here since 2025. And it's been going really good. We got a lot of positive feedback on it from the artists and the listeners as well. And if you want like a playlist, I think right now we're at 112 different artists that are on there right now. If you want a playlist, and I think it's like 5, maybe 5.5 hours total in length as far as music and stuff. And you're on a drive or something like that, you want to hear a random playlist of bands that are really, really good, and some are kind of they're trying out there, but for the most part, all the bands are pretty good out there. And if you want to listen to some new music, and support local artists or independent artists, go over to Spotify. I'm sorry, Spotify, as I spit right there. And search Music Heard on Deacon Live. And every time you listen to their song, they get like a listen, download or whatever like that. And when they reach a certain platform, they get a little bit of money and it helps support them as well. So you're supporting them just by listening to them. And we appreciate you doing that. How about that? Did I get that all in there? Did you guys follow that all right? Now, this guy right here wants to make a little bit more money. You want to make some money at all? You want to make $1 million? How about that? There are people in New York City. I know New York City right now has got their own problems with the new mayor and all that stuff. So I'm not going to get into politics right now. But this right here is going to make you even madder. The New York City bounty hunters make almost $1 million a piece reporting, get this, idling trucks That's their profession, and that all these people that are reporting them live in posh neighborhoods or posh people. Yeah, $1 million, I'd live there too. Street snitches who have ranked up nearly $1 million apiece reporting idling trucks in the city are lawyers, doctors, and residents of posh enclaves. Enjoy your lucrative perks and program that targeted even the mobile COVID testing trucks during the pandemic. Among these people profiting from the most off of the Big Apple Citizen Idling Complaint Program. That's the name of it. So how would that be? That'd be BACICP. Let me write that down because you got to have an acronym for that. So that's BAC Idling Complaint Program. It's the BACIP. BACICP. How about that? BACICP. One of them who's made a lot of money is Patrick Schnell, who records show has made over $582,000 since 2019 by filming trucks idling for more than 3 minutes. That's the law. Then sending clips to the city and collecting checks worth up to 50% of the vehicle's ensuing fines. It's just a side hustle for Schnell. Side hustle. Listen to him, who lives in leafy Borum Hill, Brooklyn. A pediatrician with a long resume of high-power medical groups such as Pfizer. All right, so he's just doing it for shits and giggles for the most part. As part of the street reporting shtick, Schnell appears to have a TikTok account and also a X account. What is the Twitter? I thought he was doing porn at the same time. Where he posts footage of cars and drivers who have obscured their license plates. He obscures the license plates and or parked illegally. All right, we got that. Schnell admits that $500,000. Sorry, there's videos popping up and down. I apologize. It's hard to read this thing when you got videos popping up and down the ads and stuff. Schnell's estimated $500,000 take on the complaint program only places him at the bottom of the top 5 earners. He protests to the Post on Sunday about the amount of money the city has to shell out to him. It's not the money that I have received, before adding, it's hard work, he says. All right, sure. And there he is right there. Let me switch over to camera 4. There he is. Manhattan resident Ernest Wild has meanwhile brought a staggering $895,000 under the program since 2019, more than $1 million or $100,000 per year, while working as an environmental lawyer by day and living in a hip eastern village near Thompson Square Park. Apparently, he has 2 apartments, while neighbors telling the Post that he rents them out in co-op units and stays at the second one, his second home down the street. He was not able to be reached for phone comment. Another top earner is Michael Streeter. How ironic. He's out there reporting people on the street. He earned $709,000 and lives in a leafy, secluded Brooklyn Heights street with a view of the East River. Michael is awesome, said a neighbor who called Streeter a hardworking sweetheart and is fully supported by his idle complaints. While Michael does a great job in the neighborhood of Brooklyn, it does a lot for keeping the traffic moving, reducing congestion, and reducing pollution that comes out of these trucks that are idling for, who knows, 20 minutes, half hour, when they could have been shut off. He's doing this for years, another neighbor added, so making this kind of money for doing the work benefits him and benefits all at the same time. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? You're just getting, that's your job? Now, I know living in New York City, you need to have at least, $300,000 just to own a dump. You need to earn $300,000 just to own a dump in downtown New York City. But these guys are making, this is their side hustle. Their side hustle, $800,000 for reporting idling trucks. Now, who's to say I see a truck and Schnell over there sees a truck, and who reports it first? How does that work? How does 2 or 3 people reporting the same truck? I would be out there all the time filming in downtown New York City. especially when they're loading and unloading, like for restaurants and stuff. If it's in the winter and they got to keep the engines running to keep the cab cold or warm when it's cold outside, I wonder how they get paid. Because that's a lot of money. It's not like $50. Hey, $50, report a thing happening. No, it's $100,000 every year, or that one guy made $100,000 one year. So, man, I would love to get in that program. Now, I know that I worked in a logistical place for trucking and stuff many, many, many years ago. I know the trucks would shut down after 15 minutes. There's a idler or a throttle on there. Like if the truck's running, it'll only run for 15 minutes and then it shuts down. But I guess in New York, it can't run more than 3 minutes. I know some places, actually, I think the law is there's a 5-minute idle time. And then you get penalized for idling when you back into like loading docks and stuff. I think they have a sign that says, your truck should not idle more than 5 minutes, yada, 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 and so on. So it's out there. So I didn't know that was a program too. And what I call the name of the program, BACIP. It's BACICP, which is let me see if I can find it again, which is the Big Apple Citizen Idling Complaint Program. So there you go. If you live out there in the Big Apple, you can get that as well. Now, speaking of Big Apples, I know that's not a good segue, but I'm fucking going with it. All right. Melatonin. You know what melatonin is. Your body produces melatonin naturally, if you don't know that. But sometimes when you take melatonin, like the physical pill, it puts you to sleep faster. Sometimes your body, to make melatonin, your body needs to be completely relaxed and stuff. Here's something that you might not know. When you close your eyes and you relax, your body starts producing melatonin. So that's why it takes you 15, 20 minutes to go to sleep once your body relaxes and everything. But as soon as you see what's the light called on a cell phone or a TV? There's a certain name for that light, that waveband. It automatically evaporates the melatonin in your system. It automatically goes kapooey. I don't know how it does. I just know it does. So every time you look over to see what time it is on your phone, you're like, I got 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes to sleep. You can't get back to sleep because you've zapped the melatonin in your body. True story? I don't know. You tell me. Go over to ProfitRadio.com. But melatonin right now is linked with higher heart failure rate in preliminary in recent studies. Let's go that way. So here's what you need to know about the study that says melatonin and heart failure. The big picture is long-term use of melatonin was associated with higher risk of heart failure diagnosis, according to the preliminary. I got it. Nailed it. Thanks, Ma. Preliminary studies announced this week by the American Heart Association. The deeper research looked for 5 years of health data for adults with insomnia who had long-term melatonin use about 12 months or more in their records, compared to the data of other adults who had insomnia but no melatonin use for their records. Their findings were adults with insomnia whose health records indicated long-term melatonin use has about a 90% higher chance of indicated heart failure, not problems, just heart failure, over the 5 years compared to non-users. In a similar result, 82% higher when researchers analyzed people who had at least 2 melatonin prescriptions filled at least 90 days apart. And the also is those taking melatonin were nearly 3.5 times likelier to be hospitalized for heart failure when compared to those not taking melatonin at all. Participants in the melatonin group were nearly twice as likely to die from any causes than those in the non-melatonin group over a 5-year period. So what they're saying is the melatonin supplements might not be as harmless as you commonly assume, for our studies have confirmed this could affect how doctors consult patients about sleep aids. As says the doctor, I'm not going to even say this name. This name is ridiculous. And I'll switch over to camera 4 so you can see it and know that this word right here. How do you say that word? I'm going to spell it for you. EKENEDILICHUKWU. That's his first name. Or the person's first name. Ichadilikawacha? No, Chukwa? Oh, man, I don't know how to say that one. I'm not even going to put that one in the computer. So, to note, The study of the research abstract, the meaning of findings are considered preliminary. God, I cannot read that word out loud. And are not yet peer reviewed. Also, association noted that the data was not paint a complete not paint a complete picture because it only uses prescription evidence to identify melatonin users, meaning those who take the over-the-counter melatonin, such as in the U.S., were classified data and for non-users. Got it. Sorry. I figured it out. Meaning, like in the United States, people who take melatonin over the counter were considered the non-melatonin users. Melatonin is only available by prescription in the United Kingdom. Some experts say that they need more insight, and long-term uses of melatonin needs to be studied. All right, so on that note, I'm going to switch back to me now. I got it. That guy's name threw me off. So there you go. If you're taking melatonin over the counter, I guess is what they're saying. I didn't know it was prescribed. I guess it's prescribed over in the UK. Here in the United States, it's free. But it's a vitamin. It's a gummy. It's got to be good for you. I can't die from a gummy, can I? Can I? I don't know. I'll find out tonight because I'm going to take 2 before I go to bed. All right, when we come back, Bass Pro Shop. You would think we'd all get along in a Bass Pro Shop. What are you going to argue about in a Bass Pro Shop? Hey, who got the best camo discount on shirts or whatever? But this fight broke out in a Bass Pro Shop, and we'll find out what actually started this hoo-ah. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, you can be part of the podcast. You can be part of the show. You can be part of the broadcast as well. The way you do that is go to prophetradio.com. Your voice can be heard. You can speak right into your device. You can be anonymous if you want. Just wants an email. Make sure that you're a real person. It's not email grab. Don't worry about that. Just speak right into it. And you can ask us anything, and your voice can be heard right alongside of us. We broadcast every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally I say 1 p.m., but we got a little late today. But let's do 1 p.m. Let's make it across the board. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead. I've got the power. I can do it. Switch the startup time to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jump on over there and give us a message over at Prophet Radio, and your voice can be heard alongside of us. And we'd love to hear from you. I know you're out there. I see the numbers, and we appreciate each and every one of you for listening to us and doing all that stuff. Sorry, all right, here we go. Now, in Texas, everything's bigger in Texas, right? Open up a can of whoop-ass. A brawl breaks out at a Bass Pro Shop. And not only that, it was a grand opening. Whoever said fishing is relaxing hasn't been to the new Bass Pro Shop in Odessa, Texas, where a huge brawl broke out to christen the opening. All caught on video. I looked for the video. I can't find the video. Oh, here it is right here. Jesus Christ, I got it. Sweet. Thank you, X, which is weird to say. The Odessa Police Department tells TMZ they responded to a disturbance Saturday, approximately 2:52 p.m., Cops said 2 men were starting to argue while they were waiting in line for the restroom, of all places. The indictment then turned physical. It's unclear exactly what started the argument, but in the video you can see 4 men paired off in separate tussles and then more guys started running in. Instead of breaking them apart, the new recruits started throwing bows at each other's, showing them a little southern hospitality right inside the middle of a crowded store. A woman can be heard screaming something like, "These grown-ass men acting like idiots." I can tell you. And I wonder why our school system's falling apart, she says. The school district that serves Odessa reportedly received a D grading. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. Bring the school system in there while these guys are fighting for no reason at all. They also just 4 days after the city announced the store's grand opening. In a statement, they said, "An exciting day at Odessa. Bass Pro Shop officially opens its doors with a grand opening and evening for conservative celebration." So let's see. I'm going to dive into this and switch over to camera 4 so we can see this in real time. We'll all be friends. So here we go. Oh, I saw a butt crack. I can't play lotto now. There's a butt crack. There's another guy. Fuck off. You fuck off. Oh, he knocked the excursions over. Or what's the extension? Sorry. Extension's over. They are on the ground. Oh, he's got them all tied up. Figure 4. He's got them on the figure 4 leg lock. The Hulkster's never seen anything like this before. All right, here comes everyone. Here comes the staff. Oh, shut up, bitch. She yelled at one of the guys. Everyone's yelling. Everyone stop. Stop. What's going on? These two guys by the bathroom still have a chokehold on each other. All right. That's why our schools are falling apart. Oh, she had to say that.
Example that you're setting.
I honestly cannot tell what happened. They were just fighting and swinging bows. Panning around, everyone's standing around. You know what? I'll let this video finish. All right, we got it. You know what? First thing that came on my mind was, what the fuck? Second thing that came to my mind was, listen, 2 things. You're in Texas, right? Follow me. You're in a Bass fucking Pro Shop in Texas, and you're fighting? You see where I'm going with this? Anyone. This could have went bad. This could have went sideways. This could have ended up in bodies, like dead bodies on the floor because of something. Now, granted, cool heads prevailed. No one pulled out any guns. No, it didn't look like anyone had any guns. I don't know if you're allowed to walk into there with a gun, but still, it's Texas. Somebody had to have a gun in that place. Like, not like I'm going to kill the whole entire place, but like on their person. You know, you walk around, you drive across the state line, they give you a gun. What are you here for? Vacation? Here's your gun. You're going to need it. They also do that in Chicago too, but that's for another reason in itself. I know, but I don't know. Bunch of dumbasses. I haven't wanted to fight anyone in a long time. You know what I mean? It's it's not worth it. I think the lower, hear me out here. I think the less you have to lose, the more that you're going to fight someone. And unfortunately, these guys are at a Bass Pro Shop and just took it out on each other. So there you go. Now, one more video and we'll wrap up the show here. This gentleman right here was not fighting. He was fighting with someone else. He was fighting with his wife because she says something smells in my car. So the husband pressure washed his wife's whole entire car because she was complaining about the smell. And what he finds inside leaves him speechless. So here we go. The story starts off by saying a dad who's a stay-at-home with the kids has become famous on TikTok after showing how he cleans his wife's Ford Bronco. Joey Foo, F-O-O, has 3.1 million people following him on the app, and he posted a TikTok video that got 4.6 million views in just a few days. The video shows him taking apart and using a pressure washer to clean it after his wife says something smelled bad in the vehicle. The whole thing started when his wife told him that the car had a weird smell. She asked if she could drive his new car instead. So Foo, what's his first name? I don't want to say Foo all the time. That's going to confuse you. Joey. So Joey spent more than 3 hours cleaning her Ford Bronco from top to bottom. He used a pressure washer and even a leaf blower to get everything clean. When Joey started looking for what was causing the smell, he found out something right away. Well, there's a diaper right there on the dashboard. That might explain the smell, but there's no blue line. Yay, a clean diaper, he says. I can see he kind of dove into it, and we'll play the video here in just 1 second. When Joey kept cleaning, he saw how much his family had used the car. The seats had food and crumbs everywhere from eating in the vehicle. 96 Happy Meals have been eaten on this car in these seats, Joey said while he was working on it. He did not make fun of the mess. Instead, he said something nice about the other parents, or to the other parents. And if you see any food crumbs, he's quoted as, that just means that your kids are well fed. Good job, parents, as he told his viewers. A lot of people like the positivity about the whole situation. One person named Kylie left a comment saying, I love how you take a mess and find the positive. If there's a lot of food in your car seat, that means your kids are well fed. I actually teared up, she says. This shows the world that words really meant something to the people that are watching. So let's see. Here's this video. And hold on, I'm going to play it here. Hold on. Actually, I have it right here. It's a little bit bigger. So we'll watch it right here. Here's Joey Foo, F-O-O, and that's how you get TikTok famous or podcast famous as well. Here we go. Here's Joey Foo. I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and let's hear what he has to say. Here we go.
In her vehicle, so she's going to drive my new car today while I go ahead and rip apart hers and clean her car. Please be gentle.
He's got like a Cadillac.
Well, there is a diaper right on her dashboard. That might explain the smell, but there's no blue line. Yeah, clean diaper. It's 8:50, and from the surface, I don't see any food or left out bottles. Just kind of the normal tchotchkes in the front.
Oh, Jesus. There's crumbs and shit all over the place.
Back seats. 96 Happy Meals have been eaten on these car seats. We'll take these out. Besides giving birth, the hardest thing you can do as a parent is disassemble a car seat. And if you see any food or crumbs, that just means your kids are well fed. Good job, parents.
Oh, look at that.
Has anyone ever found a dime from 2022? Quick check on the inside of the car. Smelling good. It's 9:26. And the last time I came within 10 feet of my wife's car with a pressure washer, she gave me the silent treatment for 22 minutes. In those jeans. It's 9:34. If we're going to clean the car seats, we need to clean the seat covers. It just wouldn't make sense if we didn't. A lot of people say things in my videos are diabolical. I actually had to look that up.
He's putting spray foam on the car, the things that go under the car seats.
What I meant. My wife's parents gave me this cool attachment for
that's
pressure
cool.
washer, so that means my wife can't be mad at me for pressure washing.
So what he's got on this pressure washer is 2 wheels and 4 spray tips on the front of it. So it's like you're pushing like almost like a rake. He's got a pressure washer wand, and it's got 2 wheels and then 4 spray tips on it. So he just rolls it back and forth over the thing. Genius. There you go.
Holy moly, that looks like a new $10 seat cover. Did anybody else enjoy the food at a Jungle Jim's?
What? Joey!
Go like this too, it's amazing.
He does his driveway while he's at it.
Anybody else have a hard time focusing on one task?
Yes.
My name is Mike. That's pretty cool.
He's got his blower.
47. And if you don't know anything about cars like me, and now that it is wintertime, open up the hood in front of some people. It'll look like you know what you're doing. That's all. This is all above our pay grade. I tried doctoring my midterm report when I was in the middle school to look like I had better grades. It may have worked. It's 9:50. I have a confession. Never mind. Y'all might get mad. I'm a Libra. I don't like anybody mad at me. I tried Wingstop for the first time this weekend. And
all right, so what he's doing, he's going through the whole entire car. And so he's taking out the mats and all the crumbs and everything, as you would imagine when you have kids. It looks like he's got 2 kids, and they're of age to where both of them sit in a car seat. And there's just crumbs and garbage all over the back of the car. And it's one of those new Broncos, not like the old O.J. Simpson Bronco. It's one of the new Broncos that came out. And he's cleaning up. What a mess. It would drive me crazy. I get upset when my wife takes my truck and to do like horse stuff, and she brings it back and there's like gravel and stuff on my floor mat, and I'm like going, you couldn't just sweep this out? I got a little brush right here on the side. You could just sweep this out before it gets into the carpet, because once it gets into the carpet, that's it. It's staying there. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us over on TikTok. That's Be Podcast Famous over on TikTok. Make sure you take us with us. Sign up for us. Follow us over on iHeart, Spotify, and Apple Music. And you can email me at any time if you don't want to go live on the air. You can email me anytime at forgot what show I'm doing. You can email me at any time at deacon@profitradio.com. I'll answer your emails as well. Put a return address and I'll send you out some stickers and stuff as well. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Bye. See you later. That's me pressure washing. I thought he was going to take it inside the car and douche the whole car out like you would a Jeep or something, but he didn't. Good job, everyone. Good job all around. See ya. Take care.